There are moments when interviewers go too far, forcing athletes to stand their ground and shut them down. When an interviewer ran out of time with Cristiano Ronaldo, he wouldn't stop asking questions, despite multiple requests by Ronaldo's team to end it, since he had to be somewhere else. Eventually, he kind of lost it.
One more. Your contract is up in 2018. Any thoughts?
Mas eu não mando nada, eu estava a fazer perguntas. Queres que eu seja bruto com o homem? My friend. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even though with age Mike Tyson has toned down his persona at press conferences, recently when a reporter mentioned that people were worried about his fight against Jake Paul due to his age, one can see the old Mike coming back.
Of your differences, particularly your age.
Well, I don't see too many people critical about it. Look at this. Ha 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 ha.
Critics, I mean.
Who? Tell me who. Name us somebody.
Folks.
You? Who?
No, folks who say it. Thanks.
And she was not the only reporter who suffered a similar fate, with another reporter calling Tyson a gimmick.
When in your career are you going to actually fight a contender in your weight class and not do gimmick fights?
I think he just called Mike Tyson a gimmick.
What did you just call me again?
I didn't call you anything.
What did you call me?
I didn't call you anything.
Serena Williams has never tested positive for banned substances throughout her entire tennis career. So when a reporter accused her of doing just that, she handled the situation with incredible grace.
Why I didn't get, excuse me, can you talk louder so everyone can hear you asking me about my drugs? I've never tested positive. I've always gotten a TV, so you should fact check that. In fact, no, if you're gonna beat me, you're gonna beat me. And I'm gonna congratulate you. But I'm never, ever gonna take an advantage and try to have an advantage over someone else, because that's not who I am, and it'll never be who I am.
Thankfully, another reporter stepped in with another question to diffuse the tension.
Serena, what is the most wonderful part of being a mom?
During UFC 264, a man asked Conor McGregor a wild question, clearly designed to get under his skin.
You have won exactly one fight since Barack Obama was president.
Your mouth, I go down and smash your nose.
Connor, over a fighter
smash your nose.
Over the last 6 fights.
You little rabbit thing. Someone smack him.
Sent you to a place.
It's one more fight I won than your little ass, you little fanny pad.
Needless to say, the reporter didn't ask any more questions after that, and when Poirier tried to step in, the crowd quickly booed him into silence.
Years, I've been working my ass off.
Thank you.
After Kyrie Irving posted on social media about a movie with some controversial topics, both the NBA and the Nets owner were not happy about it. But things really hit a boiling point when a reporter pressed him about it in a post-game interview.
That work had anti-Semitic leanings in it. I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so I
We're in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I'm no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have. You cannot post that. Why not? Why not?
Irving's response was reasonable, claiming he's just like anyone else, and allowed to share media that's available to the public. But then another reporter joined in.
To follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me doing, do you see me in front of the title?
By putting it out there, people are going to say that you are promoting.
Yeah, I put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
Okay, first some context. Back in the second round of the 2019 Cincinnati Masters, Nick Kyrgios completely lost it, leading to an insane $113,000 fine for his behavior during the match. Nick ended up losing that match, and later at Wimbledon, after another tough loss, he wasn't exactly thrilled during the post-game interview, getting snappy with some of the reporters.
10 for a Grand Slam.
So you don't want it badly now?
That's 2 questions in a row, wait your turn.
Pay gap is an issue that's brought up in sports often, but an Australian reporter brought it up at the wrong time, right in the middle of a promotion for an upcoming fight. Ronda Rousey wasn't having it and quickly shut it down.
Pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers.
A reporter from the Oklahoman got himself blacklisted by Russell Westbrook when he asked teammate Steven Adams why the team doesn't perform well when Westbrook is on the bench after a tough loss.
Steven, second time in 3 games, you guys really struggled when Russell went to the bench. You were out there for part of that. What goes on when he goes to the bench?
Hold on, Steven. I don't want nobody to try to split us up. We all one team. Regardless if I go to the bench, if Steven's on the floor, if I'm off the floor, we in this together. Don't split us up. Don't try to split us up. Don't try to make us go against each other.
I'm not trying to split you up, but twice in 3 games, you guys have not played well at all. When you've gone to the bench, that may be, Russell, but I've asked Steven a question. And it's a legitimate
me and you. Next question.
It's a legitimate question.
Next question.
The interviewer then refused to hand over the microphone.
No, I think we're going to keep the microphone. I had a question for Steven, and it wasn't answered. And I don't understand, if Steven wants to say, he still hasn't said anything. If he wants to say, I don't want to answer that, fine. But
next question, please.
2 years later, the reporter, whose name is Barry Trammell, wrote an article complaining that Westbrook still didn't answer his questions. When CBS Sport ranked Deion Sanders the worst coach, he refused to accept a CBS reporter's questions.
CBS Sports Colorado.
CBS,
Tyler,
I'm not doing nothing with CBS. Next question.
Joe Rigo, Mile
Ain't got nothing to do with you. It's above that. Ain't got nothing to do with you. I got love for you. I appreciate you, respect you. Ain't got nothing to do with you. They know what they did.
Not exactly an interviewer, but during the shop, LeBron James asked former WNBA player Lisa Leslie how the league could improve. When she suggested that NBA players should donate part of their salaries to the WNBA, Draymond Green lost his cool.
From a salary standpoint, it'd be great for the women to be able to make more money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I think I saw something that said like one player that makes maybe $12 million on the NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary. So we could just take a donation around the NBA maybe one night y'all don't go to the casinos.
I have something on this though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
This isn't the first time Draymond has spoken out about the pay gap between NBA and WNBA players, but it's important to note that he's an avid supporter of the league, recently praising Asia Wilson. Steph Curry's first name is actually Wardell, but he was still taken aback when a reporter called him by his government name during an interview.
Wardell, why is Kelly so good at putback dunks?
Freak athlete.
UFC's CEO Dana White had to school a journalist on the concept of free speech during a press conference.
You obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone.
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm like...
Free speech. I control what people say. Gonna tell people what to believe. Gonna tell people... I don't tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes.
Dana White clearly didn't appreciate the implication that his fighters were on some sort of leash. And after that, the Canadian reporter quickly moved on from the question.
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash.
Even though prize money in tennis tournaments is public information, it's still a bit awkward to ask players about it. A reporter decided to ask Djokovic if he thinks about the $4 million prize money while playing, which I'm pretty sure he's got other things on his mind during the match.
Did the dollars come into your mind at all? No. Before, after, during, or anything?
Only euros. Only euros and dinners. Of course, people can see how much we are earning. What the media is not writing about is also the taxes and also all the other expenses, but that's fine.
A reporter suggested to Federer that Novak Djokovic might end up with a more dominant career than him, claiming there aren't many great tennis opponents left to challenge him. This didn't sit well with Federer.
Okay, but you gotta be careful how you phrase a question. You don't want to be rude to the other players because you gotta face them. I don't have to face them. Yeah, I don't ask them stupid questions like that. I think there's a lot of good players on the tour, I'll tell you that.
There's a lot of controversy surrounding this one. After Floyd Mayweather defeated Manny Pacquiao in what was dubbed the fight of the century, Pacquiao and his team claimed in the post-fight press conference that he had been dealing with a shoulder injury that would require surgery. This led Manny Pacquiao's fans to believe that Floyd didn't face the best version of him.
Do you feel that disappointment that the fans felt that maybe you didn't get the best Manny Pacquiao that night?
We're not going to do that. We're not going to talk about that. You was one of the guys that believed in Pacquiao.
I did.
Okay. So now we don't want you to back out the block. And I told you before, that was easy work.
Although there was a problem with his shoulder, whether it existed or not, I always said there was no... Wait.
Floyd was visibly frustrated with the interviewer, bringing up the shoulder injury and quickly began dismantling the claims.
Oh, come on. If you're telling me to justify, I'm telling you what I said on the air, that whether it existed or not.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
In a weigh-in, did he raise his arms high?
In the what?
In a weigh-in, was he putting his arms up?
Yes, he was.
After the fight, was he putting his arms up?
Of course. That's why I said.
When he went back to the corner, did they massage his arm? Anytime?
Didn't see that.
Okay, then. So you really believe his arm was messed up?
No, what did I say? I said whether it existed.
This opinion was also agreed upon by several doctors, including Pietro Baio, that had a similar argument in favor of Floyd's claims.
It wasn't an issue the whole fight. You didn't see him holding his shoulder. You didn't see them rubbing him in the corner. He was able to hold his arm up. He was able to throw his punches.
An interesting fact about Tiger Woods is his obsession with becoming a Navy SEAL, with many of his injuries coming from SEAL training rather than golf. His former coach even mentioned in a book that Woods was close to leaving golf to pursue this dream. However, Tiger wasn't too happy when a reporter brought it up.
In regards to being a Navy SEAler, was that something you were considering?
I've already talked about everything. In the book, yes, I've already commented on everything, Alex.
I must have missed you answering that question.
Well, I've already commented on the book. Is that in the book?
Well, I don't know.
Is it in the book?
Okay, let's move on, Brian.
You're a beauty, you know that?
Andy Murray had to correct BBC reporter when he ignored Venus and Serena Williams' achievements in the sport of tennis.
You're the first person ever to win 2 Olympic tennis gold medals. That's an extraordinary feat, isn't it?
Well, to defend the singles title, I think Venus and Serena won about 4 each, but hadn't defended the singles title before, so...
Floyd Mayweather went toe-to-toe with sports commentator Brian Kenny after he disrespected his pound-for-pound status.
Former #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Floyd Mayweather.
Hey, how you doing? I'm not no former #1 pound-for-pound fighter. I'm just saying I'm the best fighter in the sport of boxing. No one has dethroned me, so how am I not pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world? You tell me.
Because you retired?
But have I ever been beat?
But what happens is you informed Ring Magazine you were retired as welterweight champion.
I already forgot who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Brian Kenny, a guy who's never laced up gloves a day in his life, who don't know nothing about boxing.
Well, it's good to have you back in.
But the intensity didn't stop there. It escalated even further when Brian mentioned that Manny Pacquiao's fights had been doing well in the pay-per-view department, and Floyd felt some type of way about it.
Pay-per-view's been pretty good for Manny Pacquiao fights lately, Floyd.
They still haven't topped what I've done in 2 fights.
Well, one was with Oscar De La Hoya, who was the cash king.
I'm the cash cow, please.
Not compared to Oscar De La Hoya. Have you drawn as much as Oscar De La Hoya in pay-per-view, Floyd?
De La Hoya been on pay-per-view 1,000 times. It took me 2 times, 3.5 million homes. Me, Floyd Mayweather.
No, with Oscar De La Hoya, though.
Oscar De La Hoya didn't do nothing. Did he win?
It was a split decision loss, as a matter of fact.
Come on, man.
But it was with him.
Once again, like I said before, once again, we're talking to Brian Kenny, a man of many traits, a master of nothing.
The interview then dipped in intensity before quickly reaching its boiling point, when the interviewer discredited some of Floyd's wins by implying he was a weight bully, followed by criticism for not fighting Shane Mosley or Manny Pacquiao next.
Who do you want to fight next, Floyd?
Like I said before, you're a man of many things, but you're a master of nothing.
I seem to be occupying my job, though. As you often say, you're just a guy with a job. I have a job, though. So who would you fight next?
And guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point.
I can make $200 million in 18 months because I want to. Because I want to come back and steal some more money. Is that okay with you?
It's fine. Okay, I enjoy watching your fights.
Okay.
Who might be next?
It doesn't matter.
All right. How about Manny Pacquiao?
If he wanted, he can get it.
Okay.
To Floyd's credit, he later fought and defeated both Manny Pacquiao and Shane Mosley after the interview. YouTube commentator True Geordie booked an interview with Tyson Fury to discuss his upcoming fight against Chisora. However, from the very beginning, Fury came in hostile.
Just before we start, I've got 40 minutes, yeah? Because I've got to be at the gym. That's plenty, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, go on, continue.
But things escalated quickly when Geordie argued that Fury's fight against Chisora seemed like a money grab and a mismatch, considering he had already beaten Chisora twice. This really set Fury off.
For people that get badly hurt when they're mismatched, and I think that this is a mismatch.
I don't. I think the heavyweight fights and anything can happen. Don't write Derek Chisora off.
Thanks for taking the interview, Tyson. I understand where you're coming from. I wish you the best of luck, mate. See you next time. Cheers, mate.
I think you're a tosser, you little toss-pot.
Thanks.
And I won't be doing any more interviews with you little toss-pot bearded.
No worries, mate. Thanks very much.
Kiss my balls, you little wank.
And well, that's why you always want to familiarize yourself with the hang up button before joining a call.
Hit the button.
A post-match interview escalated real quick when an Italian footballer made a comment about the reporter's appearance. The interview started going downhill when the reporter said he didn't see any passion during the game.
The people here in Rotterdam, they would have expected more like a killing mentality.
Yes, you can. Which team you support?
Sorry?
Which team you support? You know?
I support nothing.
Nothing? I think you support Ajax. Anyway, I know.
Really? Why do you think so?
Anyway, I know how much they
no, why do you think so?
You have the face that you are Ajax supporters. Anyway.
Oh, really? You can tell that by my face? I think this is a big disappointment that you talk this way to me.
I think so. You talk the same.
Stephen A. Smith is known for his strong opinions and occasional clashes with his guests. On ESPN First Take, former NBA player Jay Williams joined the show, and things quickly turned personal during a heated discussion about Kyrie Irving's trade to the Mavericks.
Do me a favor. Stop telling us what you find interesting and just tell us what you feel.
No, my job is to be interesting.
You say, I find it interesting. You always say that. Say what you're saying. What are you saying?
What did I just say?
What are you saying?
What am I saying? I just said what I'm saying, Stephen A.
Which is?
And I'm not allowed to say what I find interesting?
Of course you are.
But like, once again,
I invite you on the show to say what's interesting.
It's no secret that sideline reporters have limited time to ask coaches questions while they're focused on the game. Fox Sports reporter Charissa Thompson even admitted that sometimes she would make up reports.
I would make up the report sometimes because A, the coach wouldn't come out at halftime or it was too late.
Not exactly an athlete, but coach Nick Saban snapped at a halftime reporter who suggested he tell the team they weren't doing well, despite the score clearly showing it.
Thank you. Want me to tell them that? Sure. Okay, thank you.
LeBron James, clearly frustrated after a tough Game 2 loss, snapped at a reporter for asking if the Cavs needed to defend home court.
Are you a smart guy?
I think so.
Sure. Think so, right? So if we don't defend home court, what happens?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I'm asking you.
Well, yeah, then you guys are looking at getting swept.
All right.